So the hooded Rashguard is actually kind of a funny one because it's something I never expected to really love as a product, especially when I was growing up surfing. And more in the past couple of years, I think just being in and around the water so much, and my brother and I started wearing them a bunch, and then we were just so stoked on them. It's crazy when you find something that just makes sense to wear in the water. For me, I use the hood between sets, so when I'm sitting out the back kind of in longer lulls or just out for a long time, I'll throw the hood up between sets when I'm waiting for waves, and then I'll pull it back down when I'm surfing. Personally, I don't love surfing with the hood on. I just like having it with me and I can use it as I need it. The other thing that the hood also really does is it protects your neck, and that's something that I never realized is just having the hood down behind your head, it's always protecting the back of your neck and it's protecting the front of your neck, and it's helped me a lot with the sun exposure. When you're surfing really long sessions in really hot places, when you do put the hood up for those couple minutes between each set, between each wave, and then when you put the hood up and you have the little visor, it feels really good in the water. When I'm free surfing and the waves are good for days and days, the biggest thing is just being able to surf for if I want to surf for 7 hours and then the next day I want to surf for 6 hours again. And you really can't do that unless you're covered up. I just don't see any other way around it. I guess you could, but you're gonna be so fried. That little bit of extra coverage even just changes the amount of time you can be in the water drastically. Just the exposure to the sun and the heat. It actually keeps you a lot cooler in the water too. And I personally like the compression a lot. I usually go a size down because I like them just really tight fitting. I like that when I surf. My favorite thing about starting a brand so far has been just the evolution of the products we've had, and it's only been a couple years. We're only into version 2 of some of these products, and already though from our first version of the hooded Rashguard was this kind of a little bit, not thicker material, but it was, I guess a tiny bit thicker than the newest one is. Yeah, it was a little different, but the newest one is this really nice thin material, and it just feels really good when you wear it. And then we added the pocket on the back. And there's a few Rashguards out there with the pocket on the back. It's nothing new, but for me, it was just something I was again, it just makes sense because when you're in the water for those long sessions, I usually throw a bar and a gel in my back pocket, or a lot of the sessions I'll bring a spare set of fins out and I can switch between fins when I'm testing boards and stuff. And you just don't feel it on your back at all. It's been epic to see. It's a hard one to talk about because the hooded Rashguards have been around for a long time, but I don't think anyone's put a ton of energy and effort into making a really good one. Just because it's always been one of those products people are kind of yeah, it's just not very cool, So I think that was kind of our goal, is hey, let's make one that's really cool and feels good to wear. And so yeah, now when you're starting to see it around and you start to see people wearing them more and more, it just makes me stoked.